Hello, hello! Welcome back to another episode of Minority Reportz podcast and digital series. I'm your host, Mona Shaikh. Today, we have a pretty fantastic guest. I met him last year while I was producing a Minority Reportz show called Persian Girls Night Out, and he was kind enough to come and walk our red carpet and, basically bless us with his presence. He is the star of Aladdin. You've seen him in so many incredible TV shows and films. He's a star. My friend, Navid Neghaban. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, Monajan. How are you?
I,
Hi, hi.
I'm doing great now that I get to see your beautiful face. So now I'm just
Oh,
like on
please.
the,
Here and
just, just like feel rejuvenated. Operating on minimal
tea.
sleep, but it's you. It's all you. The tea. I love the tea. I
Uh,
remember coming to your sitting in your studio where there's a ton of construction going on.
it's still going on. It's not finished. It's just crazy. It's non-stop.
Yeah,
So one of these days you should come over here. I will give you some hammers and nails and gloves and just put you to work.
you want my nails chipped? Look at my nails. You know how much they cost?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, now you can come here and kind of, how do you say,
Make you tea? I'll
boss
make you
us
chai.
around.
How about
Boss
I
us
make you
around.
chai?
Boss, oh, I love the chai. That's fantastic. That's good.
Just the chai. I'm coming over just to make the
Yeah,
chai and then watch you do like
yeah.
manly stuff. I grew up with four older
Uh,
brothers, so I did a lot of manly stuff growing up too. But I just
just,
now a lot of my estrogen is kicking in, so I just try to
yeah.
do a lot more girly shit than usual. You know,
Oh, come on. We are all good.
we're
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 all
all
good.
well.
So tell me, how are you doing? How's everything?
Everything is great, and we have the podcast and digital series here now. We launched it in Vegas, so my studio is in Vegas. Which, next time you're in Vegas, you should definitely come in, drop in, and it's so much better to
Definitely.
so much better to have your face right close to me rather than over the internet over here. So
Oh, please.
over the
You sweet
internets,
talker.
over the internets. So I know
It's all good.
I know I've been to your studio. It was under construction. It still is. You have a lot of stuff going on. So the purpose of your studio is to create, basically invite
It's
other
just
artists to come and
um,
perform.
yeah, it's basically kind of create a safe haven for artists. There are lots of artists who are coming around, kind of, especially when they get here to Los Angeles, they're kind of lost. They're being taken advantage of,
Yeah.
and this is this is what I wish I had when I moved here to Los Angeles. It's a house
Yeah.
that has 6 bedrooms, so people can house up to 8 people. They can live. They can sleep there.
Yeah.
There's a mechanic shop. There's a studio space that they can come and work in the studio
Yeah.
and just create paint. Just even if somebody wants to go and do a kind of like a podcast like you, there's a sound room that I created in the house, so they can come and play. Well, just come and play.
Now,
That's
Vijay,
it.
you could have. So this was a six-bedroom house. You could have your own harem, and you chose not to go that route. So good on you.
Why? Trust me. Long time ago, I learned that I cannot handle women. That's okay.
You
Don't
can't
worry
handle
about it.
women. All right.
Don't get me even started.
I think.
I'm
I think.
done. I'm done. I'm busy. I'd rather work. I'd rather work on the construction and build a house than do anything else.
Why do I have a feeling that that's something
Deal
that
with
we
anything
should a
else.
little bit talk about because I have the situation like you where I have a thing with guys where I struggle with men and you struggle with women. So maybe there's something we can like come together and inform each other about the opposite gender that somehow we're not able to decipher on our own,
So,
perhaps. Yeah. So
that's
one of the
uh,
yeah.
go for it.
I mean, one of the things that I'm
Yeah.
always told that men are simple, and I think it's a myth. I really think human beings in general are not simple beings. We are complex beings, and I think there's this constant perception out there that women are told that men are simple. Chris Rock has this great bit that he does. He said, "Feed me, fuck me, and shut the fuck up." Right. So, and I'm just like, my thing. It's funny, but I don't think it's that simple. I mean, do you think men are just very simple people?
Um, I think we are. I think we are. I mean, what what do you want me to say? Yeah, I feel that I'm very simple. I'm very straightforward. This is what I'm saying. This is what it is. Don't try to change me. Take me as I am, and boom, done, finish.
Got it.
I
So wait,
don't have a
I'm the
problem.
same way. So I'm the same way too. I guess maybe because I grew up with boys, so I have a very kind of straightforward way of conducting myself. I'm like, this is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. There's not something that I don't expect you to read my mind. If I like something, I'll tell you. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. End of story. But somehow I think most of the men that I come across don't really like that. They like those kind of complex women who are like mysterious and weird and might stab them when they're sleeping, that kind of shit. And I'm not into that.
See, maybe we both need to learn few new things.
We both need to learn from each other. Now, okay,
Yeah,
let's go
you
back
learn how
to.
to stab, and I learn how to run
I
away.
have no desire. I have no desire to stab anybody. I don't want to. I mean, in my mind, I have to a few people, but
Yeah.
never in life I wouldn't do it. Uh, can we talk a little bit about uh, being these two brown artists? I'm a stand-up comic. You are an amazing actor. I mean, when you came out, when you moved from Iran, how old were you? And also, like, how many artists like of your background were there when you moved out to Los Angeles?
I I left Iran when I was 20, but my path was a little bit different. I went to Turkey, from Turkey to Bulgaria, and then from Bulgaria to Germany. And I applied for asylum in Germany. I was in a refugee camp. So for me, just to be processed and going through the whole, um, because they had to process you, and then they would house you in a specific city, so you have to go there. And for me, it just happened to be Kaiserslautern in Germany, and they had a huge theater company called Rheinland Pfalz Theater, where I started my career. And even when I was there, I think I was the only Iranian guy in the whole theater world in this company,
Yeah,
Kaiserslautern.
yeah.
And then I kind of kept going, and then I moved to US back in '93. But it literally took me almost 10 years until I got my career started here. Kind of because I couldn't speak English. I couldn't. Um, and to them, it was kind of funny, because when I was in Germany, nobody cared where I came from.
Mm.
As long as I was able to create the illusion, I wasn't. As long as I was able to portray that character, it was okay, no problem. But then here in America, it was just kind of, oh, okay, the way that you look, that's a role that you can play.
Right.
And it wasn't about my ability; it was more about my look. And it took me a while till I was able to break that barrier, or jump that hurdle, and be able to do um, what I can. So it's still a struggle, but I think it's changing.
I mean, do you like the amount of barrier the barrier you were just referring to, like when you started out? Do you feel like because of artists like yourself who are, I would say, pioneers and the first like trailblazers who came in the beginning, have made pave way for people like me to get kind of up there and have the kind of roles and breaks?
Yeah, maybe I don't want to take credit for
You
that.
should. Why not?
I mean, I no, I mean, because trust me, um, you're not sitting behind that microphone just because you are brown. You're sitting behind that microphone because you were talented,
100%.
because you were different, because you were somebody who they have never seen before. They have never seen a woman like you who can come and is so outspoken and making fun of herself and her whole eh, generation and the whole family and your background. See, then I take my hat off for you because you did it yourself. I didn't do anything for you and your career. And
Well, that's
the
very
one
kind of
thing
you.
the one thing is that you're welcome. The one thing is that we had to go through we were struggling. And I think one of the things that we did, we were able to kind of, in our own way, um, we were able to kind of educate the industry. Okay, what is being an Arab? What is being in what does it mean to be a Pakistani? What does it mean to be an Afghani? What does it mean to be an Iranian? And not all of them are the same. So the languages are different.
Yep.
The looks are different. So I remember it was a time at the beginning when we were going to some of these auditions. You could have just go Elizabeth Guttural and just speak gibberish, and that was good enough for them. And that's you have the part
Right.
if you can do that.
Right.
But now they are more responsible. The writers we have much better writers. The writers are educated. The writers know what they are writing, and I think also the audience became more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And now the audience is kind of catching them in the act, and if they are doing something that they are not supposed to be doing, the audience will tell them, "Oh, whoa, that's not right. This is not what you're supposed to do."
Right.
And with all these platforms, is making it much easier. The only thing is that we need to kind of we need to be willing to uh, take a chance, support each other, back each other up, and create or tell stories that we want to tell.
Right. Right. 100%. I mean, like, you were just talking about you still have like challenges and barriers. I mean, you have such an incredible body of work. I mean, one of my favorite roles that I saw you in was playing the devil, and you're speaking Farsi. I mean, my God, did you ever imagine that you would get a role where you have the opportunity where you get to you get to create this incredible character and you get to speak your mother tongue? Like, when do we ever get to do that?
No, they were actually very supportive. I mean, Noah and the whole thing, the whole uh, uh, theatrical aspect of the character, and how he allowed me to kind of shape and morph the character the way that I wanted, as long as they're following their guideline. It was liberating, and I mean, I think that was the very first Marvel character ever spoke Farsi
Yes.
in the Marvel world. So,
Yes.
so I was very happy. I was proud of that. And,
I,
let's see. I
I
don't
was
know.
proud of it. I mean, my God, I remember seeing it. One of my absolutely favorite movies of all times is The Devil's Advocate. Right, so
Mhm.
I just loved Al Pacino's character playing the devil. And I often wondered what it would be like if it got turned into a TV show in current setting and everything that's happening in the world now, where the devil is basically seducing these people in power to come and switch teams and be on his side. So if they ever make that, I think you should
Let's
play
do
that
that.
role. You should play that role.
No, let's do that together. Why? Why are we waiting for them to do it? You want to do the movie, write the script, then let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm talking about a TV show. I'm talking about a TV show where you get to play the devil who gets to speak
Yeah,
Farsi
start it
and other
right from
languages.
here.
Let's do it.
No, I mean it. Start right here. You have the platform. You have the podcast. Start from your podcast. We're gonna do it. We're gonna record it, and that's what it is. We're just gonna post it and then see what's happening. It
Okay.
doesn't matter how you tell your story. Is what's right now.
Yeah.
Right now, one of the things that I remember were those late night kind of late night radio dramas that we used to listen to. I mean, we used to fall asleep, but listening to them.
Yeah.
And they were just the stories that bunch of actors are coming and they're coming and they're telling the stories. Or it was a lady who, my gosh, it was an older lady when I was back home. She had her own radio show and she would come and sit and tell us these stories with her warm voice. And it was just, why not? Maybe you can do something like that.
Okay. Let's add another 20th thing to my plate. Let's do it. I'm down for it. While you're
You're
constructing, I
young
can
enough.
while you're doing the construction, I can just walk around behind you and just like we can start writing dialogue and start writing the story out.
Why not?
I can bring some chai over, bring some kebabs, just
Perfect.
make it a whole brownie thing. Now,
And come on over.
make it a brownie event. I'm all
Yeah,
about that. Uh,
yeah, that's
Namjoon,
fantastic. I will bring the brownies.
you'll bring the brownies. Awesome. Here's a question I have. Why do some Persians say that they are not brown and they are Caucasian? What is that about?
Well, honey, you should ask them when they're saying what they are. Why am I responsible for what others say? I think the race itself, the background of the race,
Yeah,
is Indo-European, and because they are Indo-Europeans, and that's the reason that they are saying they are Caucasian.
got it.
Uh, has gotten mixed. It's right now. I don't even know what they are. I don't know what we are. I mean, we should go and get those.
23 and me.
What's that?
23 and me.
Yeah, we should.
See,
Yeah, we should go and check that out and
I
see
don't want
what
to
it
do
is.
that. I don't want to do that.
Why not?
I'll tell you why. I have a whole philosophy behind it. So I grew
All
up
right,
under a
tell me your
dictator. I
philosophy.
grew up under a dictatorship in Pakistan, right? So Ziaul Haq was a dictator who was in power at the time. And one of the things that I saw what they would do is that if you had an opponent, you would find evidence against them planted at like some criminal site and then arrest you on some bullshit ass charges, right? Because you were in opposition to the person sitting in power. So now, given the current climate that we're sitting in, 23andMe, I mean, the government can easily go and access that information. If it's the U.S. government, if they show up to a company and say, "Let me get access to in your entire customer, DNA," and then they start, God forbid, tomorrow we
Don't
turn
give
into
them
a
your
dictatorship.
name.
You don't have to give them your name. You, I mean,
You don't have to
they
give them
have
your
they
name.
have your DNA. They track you down by your DNA. You know,
How are they going? How are they going to track you down with your DNA when you don't have it? When you don't have a DNA, your DNA is already there.
yes, but here's my thing.
Your
You have to
DNA
give your
is
name. I believe my understanding is that when you do the 23andMe, you have to give like
no. You don't have to.
you don't have to. Have you done it?
You don't have to. No, I haven't done it, but I know people who they haven't done it.
Eh,
They haven't given up their names.
They didn't give their name. My thing is that I get a little paranoid about giving access to people to my DNA. Like you're not getting access to my DNA. Fuck that.
Oh, oh, come on, honey. What do they want to do with your DNA?
I listen, I don't know what they want to do with my DNA. I just know that sometimes I get randomly selected at the airport for reasons beyond my comprehension. The way the government is going and the way that things are right now in America, the political climate, it makes me a little nervous. I mean, I had brown friends, fellow Pakistani and Muslim friends who told me that they were being stopped at the airport. They got stopped at JFK. They were pulled over to the side and were asked to show their social media as to what they were posting, because what they were looking for is if they were posting political things against the government. Can you believe this shit? That's wild. This is in America. That's wild.
Welcome to America.
That's
Hello,
terrifying to
thank
me.
you for calling.
But that's terrifying because I'm just like, I'm not giving up my DNA. Like, what are you, nuts? I'm not doing that. No.
Yeah, but the thing is that right now, what kind of phone do you have?
I have an Android.
Andrew, oh, very nice, very nice. You don't have the facial recognition software on that, do you?
Well, it has
Or
the
are you
camera.
using that?
Listen, it has the
Are,
camera, so God
are
knows what
you
they
using?
do. I'm all over the
Yeah.
internet. I'm all over the internet. The only thing they're
So
not going to get access to is my DNA. That's it. That's the only thing they don't
your
get access
DNA,
to.
they already have your DNA.
I don't know about that. I don't know unless they're
Oh,
following me
come on.
down at the doctor's office or they're following me down at the hair salon to get clips of my hair. No, no.
When did you come here? When did
I
you come to US?
1995.
1995. Oh, so when you came to the US, how how did you enter? What was the process?
Flew in a plane. Um,
Okay.
and then you go through your. I think they make you fill out like what is it, the I-95? Is it like when
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they didn't have biometrics back
Whatever.
then.
So
They have
no,
biometrics
but
now.
yeah, but did they? But they did get your fingerprint. They did get. They did do a blood test on you. They did it.
Blood test, no. Biometrics was not until I became a citizen.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, but so they have it already. But I mean, with me, when I went to Germany, when I was in the camp, they checked everything. I mean, we had to go get checked from the top to the bottom
wow.
because we were coming, and they didn't want they wanted they checked all our they checked us physically, mentally, and all those things to know who they are letting in the country. That was a different time.
Wow.
That was
Like,
in Germany, actually. It was in Germany.
well, I'm not
In
shocked to hear
Germany,
that
did that.
because they do have a little bit of a history when it comes to people that don't look like them, so they get a little
Yeah.
nervous. They have a little.
No, actually, to be very honest with you, let me put it this way: um, Germany. When I was in Germany, even to this day, you go to Germany, you go to Berlin.
Yeah,
You go to Berlin, and the moment that the sun comes up and you find a patch of grass, on that patch of grass, you can see a family with a hijab, and they're sitting and they're barbecuing, and the kids are playing soccer and all
yeah.
those things. They're kicking the ball, but at the same time, look about 5 feet over, you will see girls are laying naked and taking a sunbath.
Yeah.
Nobody even bothers to look at each other. And one of the things that surprised me is that when I was there, the kids they kicked the ball. The ball went toward the girls who were naked. Now this is a Muslim family, and their naked girls are laying next to them. The girl got up. The girl got up, not completely, and just turned on the shoulder, took the ball, and threw the ball back at the boy. And the boy said, "Danke schön, genge schön." Okay, nobody had a problem with each other.
I love
Here
it.
in America, I think we are more prejudiced than they are in Germany.
I
That's definitely.
I probably I believe that. I mean, I went to Germany and I loved it. I went to Cologne. My ex is a German scientist actually, and he lives there. And
Nice.
yeah, he used to live in LA and then moved back to Germany, and then I went to visit him, and we just had the best time. They were so sweet. The Germans were so nice, so sweet. And I really thought that that's something that their society has evolved and learned from their mistakes to, I guess treat humans as better, and not based on their color of their, skin or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, the food though, I can't get down with the food though. I don't know about you. I can't get down with the food, man. They don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry. The
Depends.
sauerkraut,
Depends on
you
where you
lost
are
me.
going.
You lost me with the
Depends
sauerkraut.
on where you are going.
Wiener Schnitzel, I'm good. I'm good on the Wiener Schnitzel, man. I'm gonna pass on that. Thank you
you
though.
know.
Nah, that's not my jam. Give me some kebabs. Give me some spicy food. Like I can't even swallow my food if
Oh.
it's not spicy. I can't. You and I went
Oh.
to we went to what, Shamshiri?
Every corner, there's a doner kebab.
That is a doner kebab because I have a huge Turkish population that's in
Yes.
Germany. I had the best
Turkish, Greek,
Turkish Greek, yes, huge Greek. I
and
remember
Italian. Yeah.
my ex loves Pakistani food, so the one of the things requests he had was when I show up to make him Pakistani food, right? So I'm like, hey man, I can't be cooking like this German meat that you have. It's just not gonna work. You need to take me to a Turkish neighborhood where it's more halal and stuff like that. Not that I eat halal all the time, but it's just the meat is just better to cook. So he was like, all right. So we go to this Turkish neighborhood, and it's very Turkish there. And the butcher, we go to the store. The butcher speaks German and Turkish, nothing else. So I'm just like, how am I going to communicate this to? So I'm talking to my ex, and I'm telling him, his name is Greg. I'm like, Greg, can you tell the gentleman that we want some ground beef and we want some lamb chops and some chicken breasts, and they were just so sweet, so nice. As we're walking out the store, there's a bunch of Turkish dudes standing, and they see me with Greg, who's 6'4", blonde hair, blue eyes, and they were like angrily like mean mugging me, and I was like, dude, I'm not even Turkish, like you have no claim over me. What are you getting upset at? Like, we don't even know each other, we don't even come from what are you talking about? You have like you come from a different part of the world than I do. So that was very interesting, where these guys were
Now
like,
that you're finding that this is a little bit, and that's stupid mentality. I mean,
yes,
if you see a Turkish guy is walking around with a German girl, everyone gives you a thumbs up. Oh, good,
oh
good, good.
wow, oh,
But if
you
there's
did
a
good.
Turkish girl walking with a German guy, I'm like,
Of
oh, what are
course.
you doing,
Of
sister,
course.
sister?
The
So
hypocrisy.
it's
The
just,
hypocrisy.
yeah,
The total hypocrisy. No, I
yeah.
loved walking in with a 6'4" German blonde hair, you know, blue eyed dude, just to be like, ha, we can get him too. We can get him too.
Yeah,
You know,
that's it.
the German ladies must have loved you when you lived in Germany.
Well,
Oh, now you're gonna be
they
humble
were
about it.
kind to me.
Oh, you're
They
gonna be
were
humble
kind to
about
me.
it. Okay, all right,
They were
Navid.
kind to me.
All
They
right.
were kind to me. What? What do
Mm-hmm.
you want me to say?
Yeah, you say, listen, I was hot. I was hot shit. They were like clamoring all over me because I was like this, this
No, actually, it
exotic.
wasn't like that. I was like a goofball. I had a full set of hair that my hairline was all the way down here,
Yeah,
and
they
curly
must have
hair. I
loved
was a
that.
little bit different. I had a big mustache that goes down,
Wow,
so
like a
it was
handlebar
okay.
mustache.
I was the exotic. Yeah, it was the handlebar mustache. I was like one of those. I was like one of those exotic animals that they need to come and look at.
Exotic
So check it
animals.
out.
I was an exotic
Yeah.
animal too when I got here, so I feel you.
Oh,
I know.
yeah. The ones that. Yeah.
Very,
It
very,
was good. I had my first share. It was very nice.
yeah. I mean,
It gave me a chance to kind of explore the world.
yes, of course, of course. Now, when you were from, you said you were 20 when your journey started. Like, I think you and I have personally kind of like privately talked about, what that was like. I mean, you're like breaking away so much for tradition. I mean, for girls, it's like that extra layer of being a woman, but even for a guy to come from a conservative kind of a culture or tradition and to break away from that, like what was your family like? What was your siblings or your parents? Were they, what did they say when you were like, I'm gonna become an artist, like I'm gonna leave the country and I'm gonna just live my own life and do my own thing?
I don't know. For them, I mean, um, for them, they thought I'm just playing. I'm just playing, and okay, I'm gonna get out of my system, and I will be back there, and everything is gonna be okay.
Interesting.
But,
Like it's a
but
hobby. Like it's a hobby. You're just messing around.
yeah, they thought it was a hobby. Okay, let him explore it. But
Yeah.
when I left, I never forget. My dad told me you're gonna be back in 6 months when I left because well, the way that I was raised or the way that he was seeing me, he thought that there's no way that I'm gonna be able to survive this journey.
Hmm.
But it's been over 35 years, and it's still keep going. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but
Yeah.
just keep going. And
Well, that's the
I'm
artist temperament,
I'm
right?
I'm kind of curious. No, yeah, maybe. I'm just curious. I'm curious. I want to see. Okay, so what's new? What's happening? What's going on? Wait, where is this? Where is this street going? I mean, if I'm taking it literally, if I'm going from point A to point B,
Yeah.
I after the second day, I have to try another way from point A to point B. I mean,
God.
I cannot keep going the same route back and forth. It
Yeah.
just bores me. Sometimes I uh, even though that route is shorter, sometimes I take alleyways and then go and get lost and turn back and go around and try to find new streets, new shortcuts, try to beat the Waze time and get there faster than Waze and just say, you see, you're telling me that's what I went there, I got there faster.
I think I
So,
we I feel like as artists, like I'm like you, I get bored pretty easily, so I constantly have to be stimulated. So I have to constantly find ways to keep stimulating myself and explore new things and go out. And I totally get what you say. Do you feel like somehow maybe that's the part of us that kind of makes us struggle in our personal or like intimate relationships? I feel like it does for me. I don't know if that does for you.
maybe we are looking for something different. We want to be stimulated, and but it's not. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what it is with you. With me, it just has always been a sense of responsibility. I mean, I've gotten into a relationship, but it's always a sense of responsibility. Am I really capable of giving what the person is looking for? Am I
Mm-hmm.
really being fair to them? Am I really being 100% what they're looking
Oh,
to
okay.
change it and make it what they want it to be, which is not going to happen. And then it's going to be a huge mess down the road, and I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then when I keep going all the way down, I say, oh, you know what? It's better not even start it.
Yeah.
I rather not even start it. And
You've already
then
like figured
I
it out.
say,
You're like, I know the
yeah,
trajectory
I
of this
save myself
thing.
headaches. I don't need that. I
Yeah.
don't need that bullshit. I don't need that headache. I don't. Oh, but I thought that this is what's going to be. No, honey, it's not going to be anything else than mother just told you it is. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. I feel like
Now you're getting me in trouble.
no, I'm not getting in trouble. This is a very real and a very honest conversation, which is exactly what I strive for every single time that I have wonderful guests like you on. Because I feel like a lot of people always kind of go on the surface and kind of talk about careers and stuff like that, and that's great. And I do want to talk about that, but I feel like it's like that human side that as artists that I guess the people don't really maybe sometimes get to see. So, which is the part that I strive to get to myself and even for my guests. I mean, for me, like pain is a huge driving factor for me. Pain and
Hmm.
trauma. Is that the same for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to. My thing is that I don't want to cause pain.
You don't want to cause
I
pain. Yeah.
I don't want to create drama. I don't want to deal with the drama.
Yeah.
I deal with the drama just when I'm in front of the camera. I'm very simple. I'm very easygoing. I don't want to change you. I don't want you to change me.
Yeah.
If we are supposed to enjoy each other's company while we are together, that's what it's supposed to be. If not, I don't have to force you to be what I want you to be because when I met you,
Yeah.
I liked what I saw, therefore we started talking. If
Yeah.
I want to change you, then you're not what I saw and I liked the first time, and that's something that the people they don't understand. Oh, I saw you doing that, but I think this is better if you do it. I have to save you, and this is how you need to behave. I mean, you can give me suggestions. You don't have to change me.
Right.
Let me be.
That's interesting you said about the saving part. I was a rescuer for the longest time. I've always been in relationships where I always have to rescue or fix the broken person. And, after 13 years of therapy, I have finally figured out why that is and why I was trying to do that. I grew up in a family. I have, like I mentioned, I have four older brothers. My dad had a really bad temper. He was, not exactly in his right state of mind. Very successful guy, very smart guy, very ambitious. Pretty fantastic guy in that sense. But like when it came to family and personal stuff, he just had a lot of issues. He could get very very violent. He used to be very violent with my mom. He was very violent with me till I was like 15. So for a girl, when you had that kind of a broken or a fucked up relationship with your dad, you're just kind of try to fix that subconsciously for the rest of your life with every man that you're gonna meet. And I think I've been trying to do that for such a long time, and it's taken me 13 years of therapy to finally kind of get to a place in my life where I'm just like, okay, I understand. I no longer consciously want to be with somebody where I have to rescue them and I have to save them. Do you feel like you also have like that rescuer thing where you have to rescue people or save people? Like, do you have that?
Yeah, I think I had it, but it wasn't about say. I don't know. It wasn't that much about saving. Or maybe it was about saving. I would end up there, and I would say, okay, if somebody needs to lean on me, I'm strong. I can hold it. That's okay. Let them lean on me to feel strong enough so they can stand up on their own. I personally I like strong people. I like people who can stand on their own 2 feet, and um, they believe in their own self worth, who
Yes.
they are. It
Yes.
doesn't matter what they are. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what they do, as long as they respect themselves for doing what they are doing. I'm happy with it.
Right.
But the struggle has been that sometimes you are see I never mind. I didn't mind to be used
Hmm.
if somebody's benefiting from it, but as long as I was the one who was giving. But the moment that they start taking, and then you feel drained because you gave them what you could, and then now they start sucking the last drops of your blood. Then so whoa, oh whoa, whoa! I gave it to you.
Yes.
Be happy with what I gave you,
Yeah.
and just generate it for yourself. Now you can generate that. Now
Yeah.
do it yourself.
Yeah.
I don't have to do everything for you.
Yeah.
So
I
so that is a struggle a little bit.
Yeah, no, I totally am with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that like a lot of my guests that come here and we talk about this quite a bit about how pain and trauma drives them. So I think that's one of the key factors as artists, like how it's also a lens. It's basically a lens that we have that how we see the world. Right. This is the way everything goes through that filter. Everything. Right.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single day as an artist, as people, everything kind of goes through that. Now you were by the way, I finally did get a chance to watch Aladdin, and you were magnificent
Thank you.
as you are in
Thank you.
everything. You're
Oh,
amazing.
please. You're being kind.
You're
Thanks.
wonderful. I did love the fact that how you play a much older. The Sultan is what is he in his 70s and 80s?
Yeah, he was supposed to be in his late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, and he's like he's so much older, and I just loved watching you. What was that like working with Will Smith?
It was fun. I enjoyed working with him. He's very fun. He's full of energy, and every time he comes to the set, he cheers everybody up. He takes care of everybody around him, and he's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's a good guy. It was fun working with him. I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
I mean,
I mean,
you
the whole team. They were. I mean,
yeah.
I I enjoyed I enjoyed just being there and working with them.
Honestly, I watched the movie and I got the sense that like when the cameras weren't rolling, everybody got along. Everybody liked each other. That's the sense that I got when I was watching the movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was just
It
like
was.
it was very harmonious. Like that's what it felt like. That
Yeah.
everybody, basically liked each other and got together with each other and basically enjoyed it. I mean, did you audition for this or they just gave it to you?
They asked me to. I was in. I was in Belgium. They asked me to put myself on tape and send it to them because they were saying that I'm too young for the character.
And you were like, I'll show you.
No, no, it wasn't that sure. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I even posted my audition. That my audition is posted online.
Oh, really? I
You,
have to
you
check it
can,
out. Okay. I'd love to check it out.
yeah. If you go onto my Instagram,
Yeah.
you can watch it on my Instagram. It's all it's what I send in and I got because lots of people they were asking me the same question. How did you get it? How did you get it?
Yeah.
So I thought the easiest way just for me just to post the audition. I posted the audition tape that I sent them,
Yeah.
so you can watch it online.
I love it. Okay. I'm
Just
the
go if you go to my Instagram, you will watch it. You can see it.
Okay. Towards the end, we're gonna start wrapping it up soon, but we're definitely gonna talk about your now. What do you have going on? Are you shooting any projects right now? What do you got going on?
I finished the projects that I was working on right now. There are two projects that I'm kind of passionate about. I'm working on myself. One of them is London, Arabia. The project that I'm doing in London. We shot the short film. We shot kind of the presentation,
Yeah.
and that is now we are shopping around. We got some of the finances. Um,
And it's called London
so
of Arabia or Lawrence of Arabia?
no, London, Arabia is about the immigrants, about the people in Edgeware Road, how they are being treated and how they are being looked at.
Hmm.
And in reality, when you look at them, you see that these are the people who made Edgeware Road,
Interesting.
who made the industry or the business
Yeah. And
booming there, and now they are being cut out of it. Now they're being sent, kind of they're being pushed out,
yeah. What's
and that's the movie that we are working on, and then
awesome?
it's been good. It's been very good. I met some very interesting people, inspired by some true events, some true characters.
Yeah.
The characters that we were interacting with, and they treated me so kindly. They took me into their homes, into their restaurants, into their shops, and they just wanted to show me who they really are and how they are being treated.
Wow.
And it was sad. I enjoyed meeting with them. The film came out good. We are hoping to shoot the feature film in sometimes in end of July or beginning of August.
Got it. Awesome. Well, congrats.
And
That sounds pretty
thank
fantastic.
you.
What's
Thank
your role? What role do you play?
I'm playing a character called Mo. This guy moved to
Mo, as in
London.
Muhammad Mo?
Yeah, uh, is no, that's his name. He moved to London after the first war that happened in Iraq, and he has lost his whole family. Now he's there, and he has this kind of basically kind of like a center for all these immigrants that they come over there. As a restaurant, it's one of the hottest restaurants there,
Wow.
and that is
That's
that's the story. That now they're trying to come and take that restaurant away from him, and
huh.
how he's fighting the corporates, the
Yeah.
bigger corporates, to save it. That's the story.
How interesting. Well, it sounds like a pretty fantastic project. Anything, I'm always fascinated by even the kind of anti-immigrant mentality that is in America. That it really fascinates me where people forget the history of this country. Like the immigrants are the one who made this country. Like how could you be anti something that made the damn country? Like how does that work, man? Like what? Like, did you forget that you were children or grandkids or great grandkids of immigrants? Like your
See,
ancestors were immigrants.
yeah, that's one of the things that they forget.
I'm always just like fascinated by it. When I always feel I'm always like I've been in America most of my life, and people always ask me this question like where are you from, and it's like dude, I've been here most of my life. Like, are you talking about Jersey? Like, I went to high school in Jersey City. Like, is that what you're trying to
Mm.
get at? It's just, it's always strange to me. Now, you've been in Hollywood for a while, and when you get on set, what has been your experience like? What is that one like actor or actress that you work with? And I'm sure you didn't get starstruck, but what was that one person you were like, oh my God, I get to work with this person. This is so cool.
Um, I mean, I understand. I've had the opportunity to work with some very fantastic actors, or across from some of the amazing actors.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I really enjoyed. I mean, there have been. See, the thing is that it's crazy. It depends on the character, depends on the situation that they were. Each of them, they gave me something,
Yeah.
and I truly enjoyed it. But um,
What was the one that like
one
really
of
stands out that you're just like that was really something?
um, um, I went with Tom Hanks when I did Charlie Wilson's War,
Yeah.
and after I was done shooting my last scene, because he was watching me how I'm going around. There were tons of Afghans, and I was dealing with the Afghans, and I was also working on the set. My character was a translator. At the same time, I was also helping dealing with the other Afghans and
Yeah.
translating for them, because there were lots of Afghans that they weren't speaking English,
Uh-huh.
or they couldn't understand. So my character was a translator. At the same time,
Translating.
I was also trying to translate.
Got it. Because
So
they speak Farsi too there. They speak
they
Dari
speak
and
Dari,
Farsi. Yeah.
Dari,
Dari,
yeah.
yeah. Dari.
So
You speak
so
Dari?
I was there. I speak Dari. So
Oh wow. Okay.
I saw so Tom Hanks saw how I'm dealing with the people, how I'm hugging everybody and kissing them, and everybody comes up to me. I hug them, I kiss them on both cheeks. I ask them, "خوب هستی؟ چطور هستی؟ سلامتین?" So I calmed them down,
Yeah.
and when I was done, I never forget the last when I shot my last scene. And then Tom came up to me, he hugged me, and he kissed my both cheeks,
Oh.
and he says, "That's how you do it, yeah." I
Oh.
said yes. And I said, and it was a joy for. And this man, we was walking around. Whoever
Yeah.
whoever would walk up and talk to him, and he would sit and spend time with them. He was very kind to them. I really enjoyed working with him.
How lovely.
So
He's just one of those stars, that has been around for so long, never had a scandal, never had anybody say anything bad, nothing. Like he's just so
tangerine,
magnificent. Tangerine, yes,
you want
virtual
you
tangerine.
want tangerine?
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
virtually eating it right now. Thank you. You can eat on my
it's
behalf.
delicious. I'm so sorry.
No,
That's so
please,
delicious.
please eat away. We are actually gonna wrap up. This has been so lovely. Thank you so much for joining us. And I know we had a bit of a challenge where you were gonna sit, but we figured it out. We figured it out.
Nothing.
This was really
Nothing.
lovely.
This is me.
This is you,
This is me. There is no glamour. There is no fancy
Navijun,
chairs, fancy light.
from the
This is me on here.
Navijin, can I just say I meet so many I meet a lot of awesome people because of stand up. You are one of those very special people that I've met who has accomplished so much and
Thank
yet
you.
you're so down to earth and
Thank you.
you're the real deal, man. You're an
Thank you.
OG. So I appreciate you and everything that you
Thank
do
you.
and I keep wishing you so much success and keep doing bigger things and thank you. Thank you so much for being so awesome and being so down to earth. Now,
Thank you. Azam.
can
Thank you.
do you have your social media you wanna give us where we can follow you?
Well, it's just Navid Neghaban. On all of them is Navid Neghaban.
That's
Navid
yeah,
Neghban.
yeah. There's no other Navid Nagaman than the one sitting in front of me right now. That's great.
Yeah, some of them you will see couple more there, but no, mine should be have a check mark on the side. You will find out which one is real, which one is not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
They're not as handsome as you,
but I
so
love
there's
them.
that.
And the center, the
Yeah.
center is Romani Studios.
Yes, which is Romany, right? Romany Studios.
Yeah, Romani
Yeah.
Studios.
Yeah.
That's on Instagram, and please follow us and check it out. See what
Awesome.
we are doing.
Yes. Please,
All right,
please
and
follow
hopefully
Navid.
when it's finished, we're gonna have a grand opening. Everybody can come over, and whoever wants to come in between, whoever wants to come and help,
Yeah.
please. This is yours. Come and join forces and help
Navid,
me to finish it.
I'll do you one better.
Sure.
How about I show up and do some stand up and maybe bring a comedian or two with me to come do some stand up for you guys. How about that?
I will love that.
Yeah.
I will love that.
I'm
I
down.
will love that.
I'm down. Let's do
I
it.
will love that.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so very much for joining
Okay.
us. I adore you. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. You guys have a fantastic, fantastic day.
Thank you so
Lots
much.
of
You
love.
too. Thank
Bye.
you. Lots of love to you
Bye.
too. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
That was the amazing Navid Neghaban. This was honestly one of my favorite interviews. He's just so awesome and kind. And before we wrap up, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast. I will see you next time. I'm your host, Mona Shaikh.